upon Lord. It is called as Panchikarana. For what? So that for the karma phalanubhava, bhoga of the jiva, the bhogya, the object of experiences, and also the bhogayatana, the embodiment for experiences, have to be said. Now what is Panchikarana? It is explained in Skanda 27. Vidha vidhaya chaikairam chaturdha prathamam punaha. Swasvetaraddhiyamshairyodanaat pancha panchate. Ekaikam vidha vidhaya punaha cha prathamam chaturdha vidhaya. Swasvetaraddhiyamshaiः योजनात् ते पंच पंच भवन्ति. एकैकम विधा विधा विधाय एकैक. Each of these elements. What are these elements now? 5 elements, but what aspect of these elements? Tamapradhana, from the Tamapradhana Prakriti, then of these elements the Tamoguna, Tamas, the Sattvic is accounted, Rajasic is also accounted. Now, what is remaining is the Tamasic content of these 5 elements. Now, Ekaikam is Vedadikam Ekaikam. Each one of them, space, air, etc. From each and every one of them, Ekaikam. Vidha, Vidha, Vidhaya. Vidhaya means Krutva, having made. Vidha means twofold. Vidha word has to be repeated. Means twofold. Each one of them has to be divided into two. So Vidha, Vidhaya. Vidhaya means Krutva, having made. So having made means having divided each and every of these 5 elements into two divisions, twofold. Vidhaya. Then what is to be done? Punaha means again, after having divided each of them into 2 parts, again, Punaha, Prathamam, Punaha, again, Prathamam, Chaturdha Vidhaya. Prathamam means the one portion of that. Prathamam bhagam. The second half is retained as it is. Now, you take Akasha, space. 1 unit of space is divided into 2 halves. The second half is retained as it is. The first half, what done is, it is further divided into 4 equal parts. Chaturdha Vidhaya, Chaturdha Krutva, having made it into 4 further parts. This is what I am getting now. 4 bits of 1 space and half unit of space. This is what you get in each of them. So, in each element, you get 4 bits of 1/8 unit and half of it. This is what you get. Then what is to be done afterwards? So, Chaturdha Vidhaya, having made it. Swasvetaraddhiyamshaiः yojanat. By connecting, by joining, Swasvetara means other than one self, other than the half of each element. So that what you do is, the rest 1/8 part of each you bring and join. For example, half of space with 1/8 of air, 1/8 of fire, 1/8 of water, 1/8 of earth has to be brought and joined. So then what happens, what you get is one that is the space which is Panjikruta or gratified in nature. Earlier it was in the nascent form, Tanmatra form, in its original form. Now you got to get the gratified form. Earlier form was not mixed with the rest of the elements. Earlier space was purely space. Earlier air was purely water. It was not mixed with the rest of the elements. Now it is not like that. There it is. So the space, half is space, and the 1/8 is the rest. 1/8 is the 4 bits of 1/8 of rest of the elements. In a given element, not only that particular element is the predominant measure, but other also are included in that. It's the mixture of all the 5 elements. This is what is called as the Panchamahabhuta. Swasvetara Dvitiyamshaiः. Swasva of its own, that half portion of each of that. Itara Brahma Sutra. Very says we say the peculiarity is there. So that means it is in predominant measure, therefore it is called. So therefore it also contains in itself rest of the 4 elements. So now we have got these 4 gratified elements or Panchikruta Panchamaha Bhutaha. Actually what we perceive, the 5 elements are gratified elements. We can't perceive the Tamatra form, the original nascent form, the 5 elements. So all that you can perceive, cognize the five elements are only grossified elements only. So water that you drink, air that you breathe, is what is Panchakrita Panchamahabhuta. That is the air that you breathe, okay, not drink. So the water that you drink. So that is what all these are. Earth that you are on, that are grossified. All these are Panchakrita Panchamahabhuta. Now, from this Panchakrita Panchamahabhuta, grossified elements, what is further created? The entire gross world, including the gross embodiment, the Sula Shariras, are created from the grossified five elements. Tatra bhuvanam bhogya bhogashrayodbhava hiranyagarbhasthule sindehe vaishvanaro bhavet taijara vishvatam nata devatiryanaradayah. There is a slightly different order of numbering here. In some books, Hiranyagarbha etc., with the second line itself, the 20th stanza is completed. And Saijasa Vishwamyata has been made as the first line of the 29. In some books, Saijasa Vishwatamyata, after that the 29th stanza continues. And Te Paragdarshanaha is included in the 29th stanza. That is the first line of 29, and then Kurvate Karma etc. becomes the second line of that. Little slight difference in numbering, but this is a better numbering. Taihi andaha utpadyate. Taihi, by those, what are those? Panchakrita Panchamahabhutaihi. By those five grossified elements, by them, andaha utpadyate. Anda is born. Anda is Brahmanda. This Brahmanda, this creation which is presided by our Brahmaji. Our Brahmaji means the one who has created this in which we are living. So therefore, this Taihi Andaha means this Brahmanda is created. In Brahmanda, what is further created? Tatra Bhuvanam. Tatra means in that Brahmanda, in that creation, wherein we abide. Bhuvanam. Bhuvanani. Chaturdasha Bhuvanani bhavanti. 14 lokas are created further. What are those 14 lokas? From Bhu 7, including Bhu 7 above and 7 below. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyam. 7 lokas, 7 fields of experiences. Just as we have got this Bhuloka, earth as a field of experiences, like that, higher and higher fields of experiences which can give a greater quantum of joy. So these are the 7 lokas above. Then below there are patalas. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. So these are below. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. Like that. Tiffin carrier, no? Above and below. So like that. 7 above, 7 below. These are different fields of experiences. They can be subjective also, but that you can't deny the objective frame for them. So therefore these are the 14 Chaturdasha Bhuvanani, 14 lokas comprised in one Brahmanda, our Brahmanda, which is presided over this Brahmaji. So this Bhuvanam, Tatra Bhuvanam means all these 14 lokas are born. Then in these Bhuvanas, in these 14 fields of experiences, what is further born? There further what is created is Teshu, you have to add there, Teshu Bhogya Bhogashrayodbhavaha. In these 14 lokas, Udbhava means Utpattihi Abhavat. What is born is, this is what is created, this is what is born. What is born? Bhogya Bhogashrayodbhavaha. The Udbhava of Bhogya and Bhogashraya. Bhogya we have seen, Annapanadi. So the objects of experiences. So like this, Pranibhi Bhoktum Yogyani Annadini. The food etc. which are Yogya, fit for the consumption of the all living beings. So if the whatever that is required for the consumption of the living beings, they are not there, they will not be able to survive. So therefore, these bhogyas, these objects of experiences which are necessary for their consumption, so bhogyas, they were created. Not only that, bhogashrayodbhavaha. Udbhava, the creation, birth of bhogashraya. Bhogashraya means the embodiment befitting to that particular loka. Befitting to that particular loka. So that is Tallokochita Sharirani. Tattallokochita Sharirani, the Uchita Shariras, embodiment which are Uchita. Uchita means befitting to those particular lokas. Because that is important. Otherwise, they will not be able to enjoy the objects provided there. For example, you go on pilgrimage, let us say, to Kedar, etc. Kedar, Gomukh, you go there and you ask them, how was it? Nice, it was so wonderful, etc. But how many days you stayed there? How do you stay? I just went and returned next day. Next day I returned because that day conveyance was not available. What? If transport was available, I would have dashed that day back only. Why? If it was so nice and wonderful, why did you not continue there? Right? The cold is unbearable. The cold is unbearable. You can't. It is beautiful. Or let us say you went to Manas Sarovar, Kailas, Manas Sarovar. There, why don't you know swimming, let us say. Why don't you swim in the Manas Lake? Even if you want to take a dip, you have to keep other person ready there to pull you out, otherwise you will get frozen. Now, in our Puranas, etc., they say, Gandharvas come and they rejoice in the Manasa lake. It is a lake for their sports, they say. We are not able to see them, but they sport there. Why don't you also? You generally go to some hill station here and there, is it not? That is what they have done. Why not there you rejoice? Because our body is not designed for that sport. Their bodies are designed for that particular bhoga. Ours are not designed, therefore we can't bear that cold. Of course, depending on the varying degree of tolerance, one person may be able to stay there for 2-3 days, etc. But generally, these bodies are not designed for that. They have their own limitations. So, likewise, for a particular loka, a particular type of embodiment which is capable of enjoying, that means reaping the experience of that particular loka is necessary. So, that's been the case. So, Bhogashraya means Tattallokochita Sharirani. The Shariras befitting to those different lokas. So, that's why Tesham Udbhavaha. Udbhava means Utpatti Abhavat. Their birth took place. This Udbhavaha, Utpatti Jayante, they are born. This is what is born from the 5 ratified elements. What is that? Entire creation, Brahmanda, the 14 worlds, fields of experience abiding in that, and the Bhogya, which are objects of experiences along with the embodiments of experience, which is what is made up of these 5 ratified. Now, so Bhogashraya, what you get? Bhogashraya means embodiment. What you get now is Sthula Deha, Sthula Sharira. Bhogashraya itself is the Sthula Sharira, the gross body, our gross embodiment. Earlier what you have seen is Karana Sharira, Sukha Sharira, or what is called as Linga Sharira, and the Sthula Sharira. So Bhogashraya itself is Sthula Sharira. Now, earlier Hiranyagarbha and Taijasa identified with Sthula Sharira. What are they called? Jiva, who was posing as the Hiranyagarbha, not Ishvara, who was posing as the Hiranyagarbha, Jiva as the Taijasa. Because of their identification, the gross body, Sthula Sharira, Sthula Deha, what are they called? What status do they get? Asmin Dehe, Asmin Sthule Dehe, Asmin Sthule Dehe, Hiranyagarbha, Vaishvanaraha Bhavet. Asmin Sthule Dehe. In this Sthula Deha, in this Sthula Sharira, gross body, which was called as Bhogashraya, in our gross body, Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha, the Ishvara identified with the total 6 Shariras called as Hiranyagarbha. He, Hiranyagarbha, Vaishvanaraha Bhavet. Because of his identification with the total gross embodiment, he gets the status of Vaishvanaraha. He is called as the Vaishvanaraha. What is he gets the name now? Vaishvanaraha. We will see what is the Taijasa is called what? Taijasa is called as the Vishnu. But he is called Vaishvanaraha. Why is called Vaishvanaraha? Narasya Vishwanarah. What is Vaishwanara? First let us see what is Vishwanara. Then Vishwanarah eva Vaishwanarah. Vishwasya asau narasya. He is Vishwaha. Vishwa means, Vishwa also is a Sarvanama, pronoun is Sarvaha. Vishwa also means Sarva. Vishwasya. Vishwa means he is the entire physical world. All this world is he. Also, at the same time he is Narasya. All individual jivas also is what? He only. He himself is the Vishwaha, the entire, all the physical world, and Asau Narasya means the individual jivas that are abiding in the Vishwa, the entire physical world, is verily he means he is everything. Hiranyagarbha is the Vishwanaraha, and Vishwanaraha eva Vaishwanaraha. One who is verily Vishwanara himself is Vaishwanaraha. This is one way of looking at the word Vaishwanaraha. Means one who is everything, including the gross creation and all the jivas abiding in the gross creation. This is what is the Vaishwanara. Or Vaishwanara can be looked at like this. Vishvesham naranam anekadha nayanat Vaishwanaraha. Vishvesham naranam. Vishvesham means sarvesham. Of all. Naranam anekadha nayana. Anekadha nayana means now one who takes them to different anekada of different types of yonis. Yonis means wombs, different types of embodiments. How come? According to their karmasana. According to the karmasana, because who is that Vaishwanara? Hiranyagarbha also is not different from Ishvara. Actually he is Ishvara only, but at different status that he has got from that standpoint, different upadhis. That is what the difference. Otherwise, actually he is none other than the Ishvara only. Vishvesham naranam anekadhanayana. Anekadhana means leads them differently. Leads them differently means make them take to different yonis according to their karmasana. Therefore he is called as the Vaishwanaraha. Vaishwanaraha. He is called as Vaishwanara, who is everything. This also shows everything and everything that is in the creation is this. To begin with, we can say as Vaishwanara. Vaishwanara himself is the Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha himself is Yachakinchid jagat sarvam drishyate shruyate tiva antarbahishya tat sarvam vyapya narayano sthitah. It's not just meant for chanting, okay? You should know what it means. Yachakinchid jagat sarvam drishyate shruyate tiva. Yachakinchid jagat sarvam drishyate. In this jagat, whatever drishyate, seen, shruyate, heard, yachakinchid jagat sarvam drishyate shruyate tiva antarbahishya tat sarvam. Within and without, in and out, sarvam vyapya narayana sthitah. Who is there pervading there? Narayana. Purusha evedagum sarvam. This is better. Because antaha bahi, you say jagat is there, inside and outside, and jagat is separate, you will say. No. Purusha evedagum sarvam yadbhutam yasya bhavyam. Idam sarvam purushaha eva yadbhutam bhavyam. Whatever that is, was, or will come, everything is Purusha and Purusha. Who is the Purusha? Narayana. That is what the Paramatma only. We chant every day, but can't see eye to eye with the next day or next door brahmachari or brahmachari or the neighbor. That won't help. That is why if we are to discover everything as Ishvara, such attitude, what will it do? It will create a pocket, such pocket where we are denying the presence of Ishvara. What vision is it? It is a twisted vision. It is not a vision, it is not a knowledge based on the truth. This is why you see, all these do's and if you just review after Vedanta, all these do's and don'ts that are told with Shastra, They are with one and the same purpose of preparing the mind to appreciate that everything is nothing but Ishvara and Ishvara alone. Because if these values are not entertained, that mind is not a right frame, it is not a right mind to appreciate this truth, because it will deny the existence or the presence of the Ishvara in and through everything. Ishvara is everything will not be appreciated. Then all these become meaningful. Therefore, Vishwa Vaishvanaraha means everything. Anything and every blessed thing that is there is nothing but Lord and Lord alone. So that is what is called as Vaishvanaraha. So Hiranyagarbha Stule Sindehe Vaishvanaraha Bhavi. Whereas this Taijasa, the counterpart of Hiranyagarbha was Taijasa. Taijasa, what happens? Katha so also. Taijasaha Vishwatam Yataha. Taijasaha. This Taijasa means the Jiva identified with the Sursara called as Taijasa. They get, there are many means innumerable. Vishwatam Yataha. They get the status of Vishwaha. Vishwatam Yataha. They get the status of Vishwaha. Vishwatam Yataha. How in Vishwatam Yataha you can add Santaha. Devatiryang Naradayaha Bhavantu. Becoming the different Vishwas, they become Deva, Tiryag, Naradayaha. Deva, the heavenly embodiment. Tiryag, animal embodiment. Nara, the human embodiment. Adi, there are any number of embodiments. How many species are there? They say only 84 lakhs of species are living beings. 84 lakhs. 84 lakh unique species. Those mean numbers of species of living beings are heavenly, healthy, even microbes on your farm, everything, all are there. All there 84 lakhs. So they are Devatiryang Naradaya. These are the different embodiments. There, in the second line, Hiranyagarbha Stulesmin Vaishvanaraha Bhavet. There is an alternate reading, Vaishvanaraha Abhavat. Alternate reading, Vaishvanaraha Abhavat. Tikakara, the Kachitra Modak, he says that Vaishvanaraha Abhavat is a better reading than the Bhavet. So the alternate reading. Therefore, now we have got the Jiva who has become finally Vishwaha. Prajnaha, Taijasaha, Vishwa. The counterpart of Ishvara is Ishvara, Hiranyagarbha, Vaishva. Now, this Jiva, how he gets caught up in this samsara and how he can be rescued from samsara. That is now being explained from stanza 29 onwards. Jiva 29 to 32. Jivasya samsarapatti nivritti vivaranam. For Jiva, samsarapatti, how he gets caught up in the samsara means how he gains this samsara, how he suffers the samsara, and nivritti, how can he be rescued from samsara. That is now explained from 29 onwards up to 32. Te paragdarshina pratyak tattva bodha vivarjitaha. Kurvate karma bhogaya karma kartum cha bhunjate. With this, stanza 29 ends. In some books, Kurvate karma bhogaya, then the 30th stanza, 3 lines have been made as the stanza 30. Better take this one. So these 2 lines make the stanza 29. So doesn't make the topic wise this is better. So now, these jivas, we have got the embodiments like Deva, Tiryag, Naradayaha. These embodiments, 7th embodiment, the animal embodiment, the human embodiment, like this. So how they get caught up in this samsara? Why do they get caught up in samsara? After all, what are those? Jiva embodiment, which is Deva Tiryag Nara. What it is made up of? Panchikruta Panchamahabhuta. Okay. Panchikruta Panchamahabhuta are from where? Tamapradhana Prakriti. Tamapradhana Prakriti starting Partala Trigunatmika Prakriti. Trigunatmika Prakriti is what? Dependent where? Brahma. Trigunatmika Prakriti is not dependent on Ishvara. Because of one aspect of Prakriti, that is Maya, Ishvara you get. But it is the Brahma, Chidanandamaya Brahma Pratibimba Samanvita Tatvarajastamo Guna Prakriti Sacha Vividavastu. Now, this Prakriti has got dependence on Brahma. That means how many things you get now? Brahma and Prakriti. Is it not? Now, if Brahma and Prakriti were two, the blessed Brahma will be precious little Brahma. Right? Because Brahma will be conditioned by Prakriti, and being conditioned, limited, Brahma will be destructible. It will not be Ananta, it will be Shanta. And that destructible Brahma will not be Satya, it cannot be Satyam, Anantam, therefore it cannot be Brahma. Therefore the only alternative is Brahma is real, Prakriti is Mithya. It depends on that. Prakriti is Mithya. If that is the case, all the products of Prakriti are Satya or Mithya? Mithya. If that is Mithya, so that means my embodiment is a product of finally the Prakriti is also is Mithya. What is Satya then? Chidananda Swarupa, Brahma or Atma alone is rest all are Mithya. If that is no, where is the problem? Problem is that this is not. Pratibandha was Aditya. Vidya Pratibandha was. That truth is not known, therefore the problem, therefore they land in this samsara. So, te paragdarshinaha. Who are those? Those jivas who have got the status of Vishwana. Deva Tiryag Naradaya. Paragdarshinaha. Paragdarshina means extrovert in nature. They are extrovert. Bahyan eva shabdadin pashyanti. Mati pratyagatmanam pashyanti. What they see is what the external object, Bahyan, Shabdadi, they are totally engrossed in the sense object. They don't appreciate, they don't have the knowledge of Satyagatma, which is their real. This is that we have got a mantra in the Katana. Paranchitani Vatana Swayambhuhi Tattva Parantasati Mantara. Swayambhuhi Tani Paranchi Tani means this, the senses. He made the senses Paranchi. He made them Tattva. Therefore what did he do? Nothing. As if he has destroyed these guys. So we cannot say this. It is not our mistake. If our senses run after sense object, it is a manufacture. Right? Swayambhu, the creator, has created the senses extrovert, and if the senses are extrovert, what are we to do? That is the manufacturing defect, is it not? It is not a manufacturing defect. You ordered, so therefore he gives. Why did you order your sense, this embodiment? Bhogaya, karma phalanubhavaya. If the senses are not made extrovert, how are you going to experience the bhoga? It is not possible. But then that means they are extrovert, therefore they will be extrovert, therefore what will happen? You will not be able to get the knowledge, will get caught up in that only. No, some moderation can be had. Though these sense enjoyments, that means Vishya bhogas are dangerous, in moderate measure they can help also. I have not seen many medicines have got a label, poison. There are many medicines. Nowadays, all allopathic medicines are poison. So therefore, if they give one medicine, half a dozen of other medicines they have to supplement to counteract the adverse effect of one medicine. Anyway, but they are poison. Then why they are administered? To moderate measure, they can cure the disease. Like that, the senses have been made extrovert, but you should use them with the right control. That means that sanyama, indriya sanyama, the dhamma and the shama must be there. Then they can be made use for better purpose in life to achieve the ultimate goal of life. So, but as they are para, that means they are made extroverts only. So that being the case, they totally get engrossed and caught up in the Vishaya, sense object. They don't know. Here one may say, look, what you say that they don't know Atma is not true. You know Atma. For example, Purvamimamsaka say Atma is different from the body. Purvamimamsaka karmata. Look here. When they say you do this is karma. Agnihotram juhuya. What for? So that Swarga kamaha yajeta. The one who wants to go to Swarga, let him do this karma so that he can gain the Swarga. Now tell me, the one who does the particular yaga, is he going to, and when does he get the Swarga? After the death of the individual, means this body falls off. And the same person gets the Swarga means certainly not this body, means the Atma in their case is different from the body. They know it, is it not? Tarshikas also say that Atma is different from the body. How do you say that Parag Darshinaha, Therefore, they are extroverts and therefore they don't know Atma, Pratyega Atma. That means, no Pratyega Atmanam Pashyanti. They don't know Pratyega Atma. They are extroverts. How do you say so? Because they admit Atma other than the body. If they say that Atma, body is the Atma, you can say that Charvaka. Body alone is Atma. If they say, you can certainly, that means blame them that they don't know the Atma. But they know that Atma is different from the body. True. They know that Atma is different from the body, but they don't know the real nature of Atma. Their Atma is one who is Karta, Bhokta, etc. Agama, Pai, one who comes and goes in all these, that means different types of lokas and embodiment. So that Atma is not the real Atma, that is not the real nature of Atma. So therefore, though they know that Atma is, some people know that Atma is different from the body, they don't have the Pratyak Tattva Bodha. Means Bodha, knowledge of Pratyega Atma, the real nature of oneself, they don't have. Therefore says, Pratyak Tattva Bodha Vivarjita. They are Vivarjitaha. They are deprived of. That means they don't have the Bodha, the knowledge of Pratyak Tattva. Pratyak Tattva means the real nature of Atma. Atma Tattva, Pratyega Atma Tattva, they don't know. This is what means. Because they don't know the real nature, they fall in the samsara. What do they do further now? See, they don't know the real nature. They are parag darshinaha. They are totally engrossed in the external sense object. And they want now the external sense object for their enjoyment. They want to enjoy the world. What do they do? Bhogaya karma kurvati. Karma kurvati. They perform the karma. Karma is jatav ekvachanam. It should be in the plural. Karmani. Ekvachanam is the jatav ekvachanam. Karma kurvati. They perform the action for what? Bhogaya. Bhogaya for the anubhava of the karma. Because see, they don't do karma just for the sake of karma. They want to gain the result of that. They want to experience the result of that. So bhogaya. Here we can say for enjoyment only, because whenever a person does a karma, does he do it for suffering? Because of the karma done, he may suffer afterwards because he thought something and what happened was different. But when he does, the intention is to enjoy only. So therefore, for the enjoyment, for the sake of enjoyment, so karma kurvati, so they do means which give rise to different types of embodiments to them. They do different types of karma. Thereafterward, gunjate cha karma kartum. He did karma. And karma means karma phalakin. And he got the embodiment. Thereafter what happens? Gunjate, experiences, sukha dukkhadi. He undergoes the experience of sukha dukkhadi. What Kartum cha karma, to do the karma further. He did karma for the bhoga, undergoes the bhoga to do further karma. Because without bhoga is there, further karmas are not possible. You aspire for something when you have some idea about it. Is it idea about it? Is it not? Can you aspire for some sense object which is not at all known to you? At least some information is necessary like that, and that means some experience is necessary for them. So based on that, he aspires for further bhogas. So that means bhunjate cha karma kartum. That means to perform further action, he undergoes these experiences. How long this continues? Karma done for bhoga. Bhoga undergone means experience undergone to do further karma. Further karma means further bhoga. Further bhoga to further karma. Further karma, like this. Karma, karma phala. Bhoga ayatana, bhoga. Bhoga, karma. Karma, karma phala. Karma phala, bhoga ayatana. I shall continue. How a beautiful illustration is. How this takes place, how this illustration means how this samsara, that means samsarapatti, means that meaning of samsara is perfect. Past masters in samsara, PhDs in samsara, how they become now. This is how they become. Madhyam kita iva vartadavartantaramashute. Rajanto janmano janma labhante naiva nirvritim. Madhyaha avartantaram ashu vrujantaha not vrujanta vrajantaha kitaha nirvritim naiva labhante. Iva, kitaha iva, madhyaha avartantaram ashu vrujantaha nirvritim na eva labhante. Iva means tata janmanaha janma labhante nirvritim naiva labhante. Janmanaha janma labhante nirvritim naiva labhante. The illustration is that of kitaha. Kitaha means some insignificant insect. Shudra praninaha. Shudra means very small, very tiny creature. So what type of creatures they are? So kitaha. Nadyam avartantaram ashurajantam means some tiny insects have fallen in the river. And what type of river it is? Which is full of avarta. Avarta means whirlpool. Now this kita, which has fallen in the whirlpool, has no capacity of its own to come out of the whirlpool. It gets caught up in the whirlpool, and what happens? From one whirlpool, it gets thrown into other whirlpool. From that whirlpool, it gets thrown into still other. It goes on like that. Why? Kitaha. Kitaha means here pravaha nirodhana samarthaha. Shudra prani, which are pravaha nirodhana samarthaha, which are asamartha, incapable of nirodhana. Nirodhana means stalling. That is facing the pravaha, the current, that is the current of the river. In the place of Kita, suppose if there were Mahamatya, like a whale, etc., big this thing, it can what? It can resist the flow of the current of the river. It can, even though if it is caught up in the whirlpool, it can come out of the whirlpool. It's a very big fish or a shark. So these are, that means, which are very Shudra praninaha, which are incapable of resisting the whirlpool, force of the whirlpool or the current of the river. This kita. Avartantaram ashu vrujantaha. Vrujantaha, gachantaha, going from avartat, from one whirlpool, avartantaram, to another whirlpool, they go on. And as a result, what happens? Nirvritim naiva labhante. Nirvriti means sukham. They don't get the sukha. Means that always whirled in this whirlpool. What will be their plight? Sukham, that means that repose they don't get at all. They're always restless and subject to sorrow. Naiva labhante. Iva means tatha. Like that. What happens to the jivas? Vishwas, Devasya, Tiryak, Niradharadayah. Janmanaha janma vrajantaha. Not labhante. Janmanaha janma vrajantaha. Going from one birth to other birth means going from one embodiment to other embodiment. Just as the insect going from one whirl to other whirlpool, they don't get the sukha. So also these jivas going from janmanaha janma vrajantaha. Janmanaha janma gachantaha. Going from one janma to other janma means from one embodiment to other embodiment. What happens to them? Nirvritim naiva labhante. Nirvritim sukham na eva labhante. They don't get sukha at all because they are thrown from one embodiment to other embodiment. Like what is told in the Kathotrita. Mrityosa mrityum gacchati ya iha naneva pashyati. Yaha iha nana iva pashyati saha mrityoho mrityum sa gacchati. From death to death, from the jaws of death to death means what? From the one embodiment to other, they are caught up in the cycle of janma and marana. What is happening? If a person is so much subjected to janma marana, can he ever hope to have sukha? Because this most painful extremes in life. See, samsara means mrityu rupa samsara. This samsara is characterized by mrityu. Do you know why? Mrityu is the most painful thing in the life. Now, not once. Always they are caught up in the cycle of janma and marana. Even janma also they say is very painful. Modern medical science may not have investigated. I think it's a good thing for gynecology to investigate. So they say when the child is in the mother's womb, the fetus in the womb of the mother, that is the most painful period. That's what it says. If anybody has got that, I can give a reference. Adhyatma Ramayana, Kikinda Kanda, you can refer. There a narration is given. The development of the child from the time of conception and what all it undergoes in terms of suffering. They say the child gets the memory of the past, of all past lives. It gets the memory and how it suffered, etc. And it comes to a conclusion. Hereafterwards, I will not get caught up in this samsara. Firm decision. And what? I will adore the Narayana and will get freed from this samsara. How long? Until the fellow comes out. But the trauma of that fellow has to undergo while coming out, earlier smriti goes and good old things. This is what is told in the I don't have much knowledge about this, but this is what is told in the Adhyatma Ramayana. So it is not only that there are many things which can be a subject matter research out from that standpoint. The development of the features of the at different periods they are given is something for a matter for research. But this is the fact. That also is the most painful thing. This Janma Marana, if they are subjected to this one after the other, like from the whirlpool to the whirlpool, what is the question of getting any peace or sukha for them? Nirvritim, sukham, naiva labhante. No hope whatsoever of getting the sukha for them. And what is to be done? What cannot be cured should be endured, is it not? What can be done now? This is our fate. Let us put up with that. Let us reconcile with that. No. Just as the heater which is there in the whirlpool may be helped by a passerby. Suppose a person had come there for a bath and he saw in the whirlpool this heat of everything and he took compassion on that. He lifted that insect and placed under a tree. Now what the condition of that? Abba. Nirvritim labhate. So it is now, it gets the repose. But when such thing happens, but when the such thing can happen, there must be some cause. Without a cause, there is no effect. Possibly there may be a way out, provided there is something to cause that this particular effect. Satkarma paripakate karuna nidhino dhrutaha. Prapyati rataruchayam vishramyanti yata sukham. Stanza is connected to next stanza 32 because Drishtanta is here, Arshanta will be in the next stanza. Okay. Now, Satkarma paripakat. Te means te kitaha. Those kitaha. Satkarma paripaka. On account of the paripaka. Paripaka means fructification. Samyak palodgamat. Paripaka. Samyak palodgamat means when that phala has taken place thoroughly, means when it is fructified. When the karma phala, not just karma phala, satkarma. When some good actions done in the past have fructified, so what happens? Say those kitaha, karuna nidhino dhrutaha. Udhrutaha, lifted by whom? Karuna nidhina, a very atyanta kripaluna, a person who is totally compassionate. Somebody happened to come there and he saw the plight of these insects and he said, let me help them. So that means karuna nidhina. Karuna nidhina, arthataati karuna nidhina, not shabdataha karuna nidhina. Most relevant in Tamil Nadu, okay. So therefore, arthataati karuna nidhina. So what is it? It struck me here. It may get anyway, that is not important. So now, the karuna nidhina. So who is that karuna nidhi? Karuna means compassion. Nidhi means ocean of karuna. See, compassion means swayam sahaya samartheshu kripaneshu daya karuna. What is karuna? Compassion means swayam sahaya samartheshu. The one who is asamartha, incapable of helping oneself. Swayam sahaya samartheshu. Sahaya, okay, not sahaya samartheshu, okay. Swayam sahaya samartheshu. One who is asamartha for helping oneself. Kripaneshu. Kripaneshu means a mean person, means distress. The one who is in distress. Wretched means one who is in distress. A person who is in distress and not capable of helping himself. So, teshu, among them, kripaneshu, daya. That compassion. That is what is karuna. That is, swayam sahaya samartheshu kripaneshu, daya, karuna. This is compassion. Now, tasyaha nidhi. Nidhi means akaraha, ocean. One who is the ocean of compassion, karuna, he is karuna nidhi. Karuna nidhina. So means, tena atyanta kripaluna. One who is very compassionate. Arthataha. Shabdataha, then what? The fellow may be even a criminal and then the name may be karuna. Like name may be Lakshmi. But if you go to the house, all Ekadashi was, you know what is Ekadashi? There is no provision for the next name. Maharashtra, there is a name called, surname called Ksirsagar. You know what is Ksirsagar? Ocean of milk. But if you go there, there is not a single drop of milk even for the tea. Like that. It is not Shabdashaha, Arthataha api karunanidhi. What is called as, in the Vedantic thing, Hetuka daya sindhu, what Vivek Chudamani is. Hetuka daya sindhu. Ocean of compassion without any cause, without anything expecting the return, is the ocean of compassion. Karunanidhina, other thing, very important. A person may be compassionate, very willing to help. At the same time, he should have the necessary intelligence to render the right type of help. Many times it happens, the fellows are compassionate, but the help they render is such that instead of helping, the fellow is put in more trouble. So he says, when it happened, it seems, see, a river was in flood. And along with that, that means a fish came out on the bank, means the water came on the banks as such, and afterwards the water receded, the fish was left out on the bank. And it started struggling without water. The fish out of water started struggling. Just by that time, a person happened to pass by. He saw the plight of the fish. The poor fellow is struggling. He took compassion on that. And what is that? To help the fish, he lifted the fish, put in his handkerchief, and brought at home. And still it is struggling. He said it has got terrible cold. So therefore he covered it with a blanket. And in spite of covering the blanket, what happened? The fish is struggling further. He thought it has got a severe fit of cold. So therefore he brought the hot coffee and poured in the mouth of the fish. What happened? Karunanidhi. Certainly, you look at. He's not hypocrite. He is a really compassionate person, but lacks the intelligence to give the right of ourselves. What he would have done? Just lift and throw it back in the river. That would have saved the fish. So like that. So seeing the plight of this, don't worry, I will give you help and put the fellow on some trip aside and making merry go round. No. Not only his ocean of compassion, he knows the diagnosis and the means of getting out of this samsara. Or that means that help rendered must be intelligent enough. And that's what Karuna Udhritaha lifted. So Taruchayam Prapya. So he lifted it and placed under the shade of a tree. So Tira means bank. Taru, tree, Chaya, shadow. So Prapya, having gained the shadow of the tree on the bank because of the lifting and placing there by this compassionate person. Who are those Kitaha? Yatha Sukham Vishramyanti. Yatha Sukham, happily Vishramyanti, repose, they repose. Sukham Yatha Bhavati, Tatha Vishramyanti. Means they repose there happily. But what has happened now? They are rescued from where? Avartad Avartantaram. Of course. Avartad Avartantaram Ashu. That Ashu means Shigram. Ashu, the word is Ashu. I am not going to meaning that. Ashu means the standard 30. So Shigram, quickly, without delay. It means one after the other, one from one whirlpool to other whirlpool, from one embodiment to other embodiment. So that is what is like this. It is happiness. Here we have to find out one thing. What made that Karunanidhi to lift that particular Kita from the whirlpool? There may be many Kitas there, Kitaha, but this particular, that is, his attention was drawn to a particular Kita and it was lifted. Why not others? That shows there must be some cause, some punya must be. Without a cause, effect is not possible. You can't say accidental. There is nothing accidental. Everything is incidental only. Because we don't know the cause, we say accidental. So, whatever it may be, without the cause, effect is not possible. So that's why no one can blame anyone for one's suffering. One has to point out to oneself. The only thing we don't know the cause that we have, means the karma that we have done in the past. Anyway, that's fine. So therefore, that it has been satkarma paripaka. That also is applicable to jiva here. To get freed from the samsara. Means the punya is not in the case of Smita. But here, if this person has to be helped by a guru to get out of this samsara, punya satkarma paripaka is necessary. Punya is necessary. To get punya, what is necessary? A life given to dharma is necessary. Therefore, Vedanta presupposes a life of dharma. If it is not there, Vedanta can turn out to be dangerous. Dharma is violated and the Vedanta is taken to, can turn out to be dangerous. Dharma is presupposed and the punya is necessary. There are many things required for him to gain the knowledge. Therefore, the punya is necessary. Satkarma paripaka. This is the Drishtanta. is Drashtanta. So, this Drishtanta about the Kita, the insect. Now, with respect to ourselves, the Jiva, who are caught up in the samsara, how they can get rid of that? Who can play the role of Karunanidhi here? Who are the Acharya, the Guru. So, because of Satkarma Paripaka, because of the certification of some punya in the past, not some punya, lot of punya in the past, so when they get the Upadesha, the teaching of from the right master, so they get freed from this samsara, order of samsara. Upadeshamavapyaivam acharya tattvadarshinaha. Panchakosh vivekena labhante nirvritim param. Evam. Evam means as this connects to earlier Drishtanta. Just as the Kitaha, the insects were rescued by a compassionate person because of some Satkarma Paripaka, and when they were thrown out of the one food, they were reposing happily, like that, even in the same manner. Acharya Tattvadarshinaha Upadesham Avapya. Tattvadarshinaha Acharyat Upadesham Avapya. Avapya, having gained. Prapya. Avapya is having gained the prapya. Having gained what? The Upadesham. Upadesham here is the teaching, the Shravana. It will be told Tattvamasi Mahavakya, about inquiry into Tattvamasi Mahavakya. That Shravana, that Upadesha, that advice in terms of teaching. So, gained, having gained, from whom? Acharya Tattvadarshinaha. By the Acharya, by the teacher, who is also Tattvadarshi, who has got the knowledge of the Tattva. Then, thereby, by the Upadesha, we'll see in detail tomorrow, but just in next. Panchakosha Vivekena. Conducting the Panchakosha Viveka. That Upadesha is in terms of Panchakosha Viveka, discrimination into the 5 koshas. Thereby what happens? They discover the real nature and Param Nirvritim Labhanti. Thereby they get the Param Nirvritim. Niratishaya Sukham, not Sukha that comes and goes. Niratishaya, limitless Ananda, which is their own real nature. That Ananda, because of their some punya, not some punya, lot of punya in the past, so they get the help of a master Acharya, with Acharya and also Tattvadarshi. We will see that tomorrow, the Tattvadarshi, and from their Upadesha, like Tattvamasi Mahavakya, Panchakosha Viveka, so they get the freedom from this samsara. So they happy means they discover, they are not happy like the Sita, they discover that their real nature itself is Anandoham. That is what we found limitations are of samsara. That is how they discover that samsara nivritti. Freed from the samsara. Started from how they got caught up in samsara,